AITA making my son pay over $300 and miss his basketball practice to get his sister's hair done? 41 meters. My two kids. 16 meters. Logan in 13F. Lucia get along well most of the time, but they will occasionally fight. It's just arguing over normal sibling things. However, Logan has a habit of trying to get back at people with pranks, which I have to ground him over fairly often. Lucia's natural hair is very thick and curly. Lucia would cry every day because of how painful it was to brush out the knots from her hair. We started to get Lucia's hair straightened with an annual keratin treatment, and she is much happier with her hair. We had Lucia's annual hair appointment recently. Logan asked when we came home if Lucia wanted to go swimming with him. I reminded my son that Lucia just had her hair appointment and couldn't get her hair wet for 4 more days. The next day I woke up to Logan laughing hysterically and Lucia yelling at him. Logan had dumped a bottle of water on Lucia's head while she was sleeping to get back at Lucia for eating the last caramel drumstick. The chemicals had washed out and Lucia's keratin treatment was ruined. I was incredibly pissed with Logan because he knew Lucia couldn't get her hair wet and still did it anyway. And I've talked to him numerous times about his getting back pranks over stupid things. I've only grounded him from technology in the past. But it doesn't make a difference to Logan because he keeps doing these pranks anyway. I made Logan give up $310, which was the cost of Lucia's keratin treatment. I was able to book an appointment for 2 days later because the hairdresser had another client cancel. I told Logan he was going to come and wait with me for Lucia's hair to get done. Logan made an excuse that he had basketball practice at the same time. So I responded, "Well then you're telling your coach how you can't make it this time." Logan was extremely bored during the 2.5-hour hair appointment. He asked over and over for his phone. But I told him no and reminded Logan that I told him to bring a book. It has been 2 weeks since then. And Logan has not done any more pranks. He even genuinely apologized to Lucia without me having to make him. That was 2 weeks ago. And it seemed like everyone moved past it. But then the other day, the kids' aunt, 37F, Margaret, sent me a screenshot of some texts between her and Logan asking what it was about. Margaret asked when Logan was going to buy a video game console and how he must be pretty close. Logan responded with, "Not anymore." Margaret asked where the money went and Logan responded with, "Lucia's hair." I explained what happened. But Margaret told me I was being a negligent father because Logan is a child and if he damages something, I'm responsible to pay the costs to replace it. And forcing Logan to miss his basketball game was unnecessary. But Logan is 16, not 6. He needs to have consequences so he's ready for the real world. Besides, the punishment worked and now he's stopped with his pranks. But did I go too far? NTA. Sounds like Margaret didn't think he deserved any kind of punishment at all. And 16 is an adolescent. Not a child. He's absolutely old enough to learn some responsibility for his actions. And sounds like he has. There are consequences to the choices you make. He's just pissed he has to live with it. You did the right thing, Dad. Maybe he will learn his lesson the hard way. Also, Margaret needs to mind her business. Lol. NTA. This isn't a cruel and unusual punishment but rather a fair one that comes with good parenting. Her brother knew that her hair meant everything to her. And so he decided to take what she loved the most thinking it was a simple prank. He needs to have consequences for his actions. NTA. You've done grounding and taking away technology. And he was still pulling these revenge pranks. Guess what happens to kids and teenagers that regularly pull pranks for revenge? especially over stupid stuff? They become entitled adults who do more damaging revenge, which can have serious consequences. You are being a good parent, and the punishment was fair. Him missing basketball is his own fault. There will always be some excuse about why he shouldn't be having his punishment. U equals NTA. The aunt can stay out of it. It's not her kid. I'm honestly surprised at her reaction. NTA. He's 16. He's technically a child, but adulthood is right around the corner. Old enough to know better. Maybe he will think twice about his actions. Yeah. No. NTA. You have only cost him exactly what he cost you. Which sounds pretty fair to me. Especially given that this treatment isn't just aesthetic but is for his sister's comfort and to prevent pain. $300s really stings for a teenager. But I see no reason why you should continue to let his destructive habits cost you time, money and peace of mind. If he actually does stop with the pranks long term, it's really hard to see anything but positives here. NTA. If Auntie Margaret thinks he's being so mistreated, then she can buy the big-ticket gaming console. Your son, almost an adult, found it hysterical to ruin the keratin treatment that also cost several $100s. Maybe after this lesson he won't find things so funny if he is held accountable and expect to pony up his own money when he deliberately ruins something. Good job holding him accountable. NTA. You said yourself that lesser consequences have not made an impact. And I totally agree that, at 16, he's going to enter the real world soon. And when you damage something that costs money, you almost always wind up being responsible for paying to replace it. Especially when carelessness played a role in the cause. Making him pay for a second hair treatment and having him sit through it with you and Lucia gives him an important perspective. It should help him much better understand the actual negative impact his actions are having on you and Lucia. Lost money and time. This is a great way to teach empathy. It sounds like it's having the intended effect. If he apologized and has been behaving better than before, I call this A+ parenting. If you ask me. Job well done. NTA. Actions have consequences. And these seem reasonable and fair. He was warned in previous pranks that these were unacceptable and didn't learn, so the punishment clearly needed to hit home more. NTA. I think it was an appropriate punishment for his behavior. Especially since he's been spoken to about this and had other lesser punishments building to this. 1. His aunt can butt out of the parenting. NTA. Your kid is old enough to know that what he did was wrong. NTA. Actions have consequences. It's your responsibility to teach him this. NTA. I bet Logan will think twice in the future. Welcome to logical consequences. NTA. He needs to learn that actions have consequences, or as Reddit says, okay, stupid games win stupid prices. NTA. And is wrong. You as the adult are responsible to the rest of the world for damage your kid causes. It does not mean the kid cannot be held responsible in turn by you. He won't have any incentive not to act out when he can do whatever he wants while others pay the price for him. Honestly, this is a very well thought out natural consequence. Good for you. And he doesn't have to like it. Why would he? But it's not meant for enjoyment. It's meant for teaching. He's 16. The people that complain about him only being a kid are so often the same people that pull. He's an adult the moment he turns 18. He purposely ruined something and was responsible for fixing that. You ensured it happened. You parented. Nope, not at all. These little pranks as he gets older and a real career could cause him so much more trouble. He needs to learn how to manage life's frustrations better. NTA. NTA, there are consequences and he knew his actions were wrong. Sucks for him, but now it's up to him to work hard and earn the money for the console. NTA. Your action was completely related to the problem at hand. I wouldn't even call it punishment. It was making your son fix a problem he created. Those are the best lessons and that really stick. NTA, you did the right thing. The ant can shut it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicuricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.